Hi class. Yesterday we learned how to multiply a decimal times a whole number. Today I'm going to give you a quick review of that and you can go ahead and practice along with the video. So go ahead and pause the video, and then I want you guys to get a piece of grid paper and write this problem in the boxes. So now that you have your grid paper and you've written your problem, go ahead and get out your highlighter, and we are going to look at the number with the decimal point. Sorry, I was changing pen color. We're going to look at the number with the decimal point, and we're going to look to see how many numbers are to the right of the decimal point. On this app, I don't have a highlighter, but you guys do, so I'm going to box mine, you highlight yours. So we can start with the 2 because it is one place value to the right, and the 1 is another place value. So we have 2 numbers to the right of the decimal point. Now we can go ahead and ignore the decimal point until we finish until we're finished and we have our product. Doing that, we're going to just go ahead and multiply like the decimal point isn't even there. So we're going to start with 6 times 2, which gives you 12. The 2 can go down below, the 1 will carry up above. Then you'll have 6 times 1, which we know is 6, plus we have to add our 1 more in there, so that gives us 7. And then you can go ahead and multiply the 0 times 6, and you can write the 0 in there, but you can also choose not to, and that would be just fine as well. The 0 is really just a place value holder for us at this point. Now that we have multiplied, we're going to go ahead and now count how many places we need to have highlighted in our product so we can know where to put our decimal point. So in the factor, I have 2 places to the right of the decimal point, and so I have to have 2 places to the right of the decimal point in my product as well. So we're going to start with the 1's place value, which is 2, and I'm just going to go ahead and underline mine. You go ahead and highlight yours. So there's the 2, and then if we go over 1 more, that's the 7, and then we're ready to put our decimal point in right there. So let me get my pen, and there's our decimal point. So our answer here is 72 hundredths, or 0.72, and that's how we kind of go with the first one. Now, I need to figure out, sorry, I couldn't figure out how to add another page, but now I figured it out. There we go, new page. Let's do another example. So another example of a decimal times a whole number might be that we are going to multiply, let's say, 3.52 times, let's say 12. Now, if you can see the bottom of my 2, sorry, looks kind of weird. Now it looks even weirder. That's all right. Now we're going to go ahead and highlight how many numbers are to the right of our decimal point in our factor. So we look at the 5, and I'm going to go ahead and underline mine. Oh, it will. Will it let me highlight? Oh, it will. Woohoo. Except that it's having a hard time. It doesn't like it. So 2, you go ahead and highlight yours, and I'll highlight mine. 2 and the 5. It looks kind of strange, but it works for us. Now we're going to go and multiply like we normally would, ignoring the decimal point. So we go 2 times 2, which we know is 4. And then we can multiply 2 times 5, which we know is 10. So you put the 0 down, we carry the 1 up to the next place value. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 more would be 7. Now we're ready to enter our 0, the hero, so I'm going to go ahead and write him down here. And we're ready to move on to the 10's place value of our second factor. We're going to multiply 1 times 2, which we know is 2. Oh, I'm going to get rid of my 1 at the top. Then we say 1 times 5, which is 5. And 1 times 3, which we know is 3. Now we can add these. Now I'm going to have a hard time squeezing this all in. but we'll make it work. So 0 plus 4, I'm going to write mine over here, is 4. 0 plus 2 is 2. 7 plus 5 is 12. And carry your 1. And then 1 plus 3 is 4. So right now we have 4,224. But we still have to put our decimal point in. So I'm going to go ahead and underline my numbers. And I had 2 to the right of the decimal point, and I need to have 2 again. So I'm going to underline the 4 and the 2 because I always start with my ones place value. And then I am ready to put in my decimal point. Right there. So our answer here is 42.24. Okay? And that would be our answer here. Let me add one more page. And then I want to give you one more example with a 3-digit factor on the bottom, and that we have to continue to add another row of zeros when we begin that one. So I'm going to multiply 1.48 times 319. That sounds good to me. Now we're ready to go ahead and look at how many numbers are to the right of the decimal point again. So again, we have the 8 and the 4. You go ahead and highlight yours. Now we're ready to ignore the decimal and just multiply. So let's go ahead and do that really quickly here. We start with our 9, and we're going to multiply it times all 3 top numbers. So 9 times 8 gives us 72. So you put the 2 down, you carry the 7. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 7 would be 43. So you'll put the 3 down and carry the 4. It won't let me write. Oh, why don't you love me? Oh, there we go. Now we're ready to multiply 9 times 1, which we know is 9, plus 4 would give us 13. And we can go ahead and write that in. Now I'm going to get rid of, I'm going to slash my 2 numbers up here so I don't forget to add them. Now I'm ready for my first zero, the hero. Okay. And we're ready to go ahead and multiply our next number, which is 1. This one will be nice and easy for us. So 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. Now we're ready for our second row of 0, the heroes. So we called this yesterday, we called it 0, the hero, and his sidekick. So like Batman and Robin. So we have a 0 and then another 0. And the reason we do that is because this 3 right up here is in the hundredths place value. And I'm going to erase that so we don't accidentally count it later in our decimal. But that 3 is in the hundredths place value. And so we have to start our product in the hundredths place value there. Let me see if I can get a different pin color. Come on. I guess purple will work for us, won't it? So now we're ready to go ahead and multiply our 3 times our top 3 numbers. 3 times 8 is 24. We put the 4 down. We're going to go ahead and carry that 2 to above the 4. Then we can say 4 times 3, which is 12, plus 2 would be 13, 14. So we put the 4 down. We go ahead and carry the 1. And again, it doesn't let me. So 3 times 1 we know is 3, plus 1 more is 4. Ooh, that was nice and kind of easy, wasn't it? So we're going to go ahead and we're ready to now add these all together to get our final product. And I'm going to go ahead and write our product over here to the right. 0 plus 0 plus 2 is 2. 3 plus 8 is 13. Or I'm sorry. Just kidding, 11. And we'll add our 1 here. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 4 more would be 8, plus 4 more than that would be 12. So we put the 2 down. We go ahead and carry our 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 more would be 3, plus 4 would be 7. And I know I'm going a little bit fast, so try to keep up as best you can. It's okay if you don't get it all written down. You can always pause the video and you can catch up with me. So we got to 1 plus 1 was 1 plus 1 plus 1 was 3 plus 4 more was 7, and then 4 plus 0 is 4. Now we have a product of 47,212, and we're ready to put our decimal point in because we can't forget that. So now that we have our numbers, we know that we have 2 numbers highlighted to the right of the decimal point, and so I need to have 2 numbers to the right of the decimal point here as well. So I'm going to start with my ones place value 2, and to my next place value the tens, and then my decimal point is ready to go in. So our product here is 472 and 12/100ths. Again, this was just supposed to be a quick, short overview of what we did yesterday. Today will be another day practicing. And don't forget, what I told you about yesterday is that if you can get the pattern down today of counting how many numbers are to the right of the decimal point, it's going to be really helpful for you on Monday when we begin multiplying a decimal number times a decimal number. I hope you all are having a great day. I miss you, and have a great weekend.